and soul. I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do. Hi, I'm Lisa, the ukulele fool, and if you're not a beginner player, stay with me. I'll teach you how to do this. And that sounds more like, what we did as kids on the piano. Did you do that? I know I did, and as a general music teacher for decades, I had lots of kids do it. But I'm here for the beginners as well, so don't go anywhere. If you're a beginner, I'll help you through these chords, show you a great strum, and then there's a play along at the end for everybody. This song uses what they call the bubblegum chord progression. It starts from C, then you reach across to an A minor, put this finger down for an F, leave that finger here, and then hop these two on either side like that. But there's a second section of the song that isn't quite as well known, and it's got some little tricky chord transitions. It starts out with that F, but then it goes to an E7. So to get to the E7, I lead with these two fingers, hopping them over in place, and then pick this finger up and get it on the G string. Then from the E7, you go to an A7, not hard. The next chord is a D7, and I recommend doing the easy D7, and I recommend that you do it with these two fingers because you're just going to hop them here and pick up this finger. Because the next chord is a G7, so you lock these into place and just shift, and then put down your index finger for the G7. You will also need a C7, which is your index finger on the first fret of the A string. Let's practice that a little bit. Let's just practice the F to the E7. Do that a few times, slowly. Let's just do two Fs and two E7s and just keep going back and forth. So 1, 2, here we go. F, 2, E7, 2 and F, 2 and E7, 2 and F, 2 and E7, 2 and F, 2 and E7, 2 F, 2 and E7, 2. If I'm going too fast for you, you can always use controls on YouTube to slow me down, or if you need to speed me up, you can do that too. Now let's practice going from A7 to D7 to G7, and we'll do 2 on each and then give you 2 beats rest to get a break and go back at it. So here we go. 1, 2, here we go. A7, D7 and G7, rest, rest, and A7 and D7 and G7, rest, rest, A7 and D7 and G7, rest. Last time, A7 and D7 and G7. And you might just really work on that combination in isolation. It happens a lot in music, but one thing that I want to warn you is eventually you're going to want to learn a barred D7 because that other D7 doesn't have a D in it. Oops. I'm going to use a 2-beat strum for this song, but I'm going to swing it. What does swinging mean? Well, think Frank Sinatra and do, be, do, be, do. In fact, just say that for a bit. Do, be, do, be, do, be, do, be. Let's just put it on a C chord and do it together. 1, 2, here we go. Do, be, do, be, do, be, do, be, do, be, do. Let's practice the A section with that strum. Let's do it a couple times. 1, 2, here we go. C, do, be, may, do, be, F, do, be, G, do, be, C, do, F, and G. Do it again. And C, A minor, F, and G7, C, A minor, F, and G7, end on a single C, because it sounds resolved and like it's ending. So here are the chords for that second section, or B section as highfalutin classical players would call it. Let's do together with our do, be strum, and let's not add any pesky lyrics, muck up the works. So 1, 2, here we go. F, do, B, E7, A7, D7, G7, C7, F, and G7, then E7, A7, D7, G7, C7, F, and G7. And see how that G7 leaves you kind of like up in the air? Well, that's the purpose of a G7. It means, oh, we don't want to end there, we want to go back to C. As promised, here's the finger picking version. I start with placing all my fingers, well, thumb is not technically a finger, but thumb and 3 fingers on strings so that each one has their own string to work with. I pluck these 3 together, and then I come in with my index finger to pluck the C string, and then I pluck the E string and the A string. That's the mechanics of it, and that might take you a while to master if you're not familiar with finger picking. I find that you may just need to play around with that for 5, 6, 7, 2 weeks, however long it takes to get your fingers to learn that pathway. If you need those amount of days, you are perfectly normal. If you're familiar with finger picking, then let's proceed, because there's some style points that you need to add. You need to swing it. Do be 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 do. So it's a swung rhythm where it's going long, short, 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 long, short. And G7, C, A minor. Let's practice it really nice and slowly. 1, 2, here we go. C, A minor, F, G7, C, minor, F, G7, C, minor, F, G7, C. Just as a musical suggestion, once you're feeling nice and comfortable with that, when we get to the B section, I'd go ahead and strum it and keep it. I would strum it to break up, the texture of the piece and make your ukulele playing sound a little bit more interesting. All right, the play-along's next. Your starting pitch is here. I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do madly, because you held me tight and stole a kiss in the night, heart and soul. I begged to be adored, lost control, and tumbled overboard gladly. That magic night we kissed, there in the moon mist. Oh, but your lips were thrilling, much too thrilling. Never before were mine so strangely willing, but now embrace can do. Look at me, it's got me loving you madly. That little kiss you stole held all my heart and soul. Oh, but your lips were thrilling, much too thrilling. Never before were mine so strangely willing, but now I see what one embrace can do. Look at me, it's got me loving you madly. That little kiss you stole held all my heart and soul. I hope that you found success with this song, and I hope that you share it with others. Thanks so very much to watching to the end. I hope to catch you in the next video, which maybe YouTube is suggesting something around there, and if you hit the ladies that are in the picture, that takes you to my Patreon page so you can see what I offer. Take care. Keep spreading the ukulele love.